Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Chris Walker and I'm with the Martial Arts Inner Network. Today we are doing a behind the competitor, and I got a special treat that I get to interview somebody who I get to spend a lot of time with, and I am so absolutely proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, five-time diamond ring winner, Kitana Everett. Welcome, young lady. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, talking and doing this interview. First off, congratulations, and how you doing?
Thank you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, taken back a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Oh, absolutely. Number one, congratulations. I'm so very proud of you. That was an amazing weekend. I know not perfect that we wanted it, but congratulations. You closed the show and you did everything you were supposed to do. So, as a friend, that's where I'm at. Now we're gonna get to the interview part of it.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So, five time.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel?
It's crazy. It's insane to even kind of be in the like a Chelsea Nash and um with the power that that name has held for so long and it continues to hold. It's crazy. It's kind of scary. It's exciting. And it's I don't know, from one aspect of it, um being just like a national karate student and being able to like have diamond as like my first ever tournament and to like be in this position now is crazy with like the history of just like the alliances, the Greg Cutlocks, and even just the history that like diamonds itself holds as just a competitor, not even a national karate student. So it's always been special. It always will be special, and it's surreal, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. That was going to be my next thing. Because you're a national karate black belt. This is something that you've done since what? Yellow belt, gold belt, whatever you want to call it, green belt. Like this is something that you've got to do. Your first diamond, if I remember, was with national karate, right? That
Yes,
as an
sir.
NK, and then to watch you come all the way through and hit all of them. Uh, you know, that's got to be a special moment. I like winning my instructor's tournament, and my instructor's tournament is a local one, and you get to come to your association's event, which is one of the biggest platforms in our sport, the Diamond. That's got to be huge for you, and we want to recognize that because we talk about a lot of homegrown athletes, and you've got to go from that all the way through to this superstardom that you're living in now, starting with your first diamond to now number five. That ride has been amazing to watch, and I couldn't imagine the roller coaster that you've had on that. So yeah, I love that. I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Um, the journey from one to five. What does that look like for you? How, where have you seen different things in your one to five?
Wow. This is it's so interesting too because one was so random and spur of the moment and was not supposed to happen. Like I was wearing my mom's gear, like I was home from college and I was just like, you know what? I had seen Gina Thornton fighting at AKA earlier that same year and I was like, I want to get back into this. Like I want to do this again. She just inspired me to kind of get back into the sport and to have to face her at that diamond was I was already sobbing then. I was like, what is happening right now? And to not really know what was happening on that stage until I was on stage and being able to like, I don't know, feel that not just within myself, but just to like feel the room and to feel the love and like the energy and like the weight of how that was our number one. It was insane and it honestly changed my life from there. Like shortly after that, I went to dojo, the dojo league, and that was a whole roller coaster transition from just being an NK student, like learning how to teach in a different style, like learning a completely different curriculum, learning myself as a fighter and developing from that was definitely a ride and training with Josh and even having like Devin and Dak and all my those cows down here was was insane. And to go through what 2022, I think I got my second one under Dojo, and then these last three were in a row under Paul Mitchell. It's been such a ride that I didn't expect, and you've been here for a lot of it too. So it's been it hasn't been steady. It hasn't been like very like streamlined or anything like that. Or I was off the circuit for a little bit, and then I came back and I was trying to make sure that I was doing what I set out to do as a kid, and hold myself to the reason why I even came down to Atlanta, to Georgia, and went with TDE and to be where I am right now. So it's it's more so like internal for me to be able to know that like I set out on this mission very like I'm kid, and was able to be put on this path and was able to really do something with it, not just do it one time, but consistently like show up for myself and be able to have such an amazing support system that like believed in me when things were kind of rocky or back and forth or inconsistent, and to be here right now, it's undeniable at this point. Like you can't deny anything. I feel as though, at least. So it's been crazy. It's been fun. It's been fun.
I love that. And no, when I'm talking to you, you can't deny that anymore, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Um, Through all that, what keeps you motivated to do this? Because, you get a lot of the times we see a lot of very gifted, talented, winnable competitors that come out and do it and come out on a good run. And once they get what they needed and they've hit their goals and they've done those things, they've tapered off and they've gone on and done other things, whether it be, coaching or changing open to different areas, moving on after college and stuff. What is it that keeps you truly motivated to continuously improve? Because there's been drastic changes in your game, if anybody has ever watched you from that first one to this one now. What is it that keeps you motivated to want to be at this and do this at this level?
Um, One, mainly again, like being down here at the dojos and teaching full time, like there's so many kids that like are seeing what I'm actively doing, and they want to be able to pursue that. So, and the mainly like I'm kind of practice what I preach. That's like kind of my biggest thing, and I have to be able. It's one thing to say and be able to like you need to do this, but it's another being able to say it and then demonstrate it. And I feel like that hits home, and I think that resonates with not only the students but even the parents to be able to like understand that this is like this is what I care about. I want your students to care as much as they can. I want to give back as much as I can. And again, it wasn't very streamlined to be able to get here. So if I can give that, and I can give the knowledge that I have and make this a little bit easier and give as much insight as I can to make sure that everybody that is like under me right now surpasses me, which isn't should be any teacher's goal. Um, then that's kind of like that's it. I'm here to make sure that what I'm doing right now it's continued, and I can be able to give that into the next generation, because I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have been able to like do that if people weren't giving to me. So it's really that. And then I just am kind of hard on myself a little bit sometimes. So I just I just feel like there's always something to get better at. So like there's and it's not and sometimes I get streamlined or zoomed in on things, but there's always something to get better at. So personally I just know that there's like always room for improvement as I'm being able to like bring the kids with me. So as they help me
Absolutely.
grow, honestly.
Oh yeah, and I know I'm interviewing you, but I'm going to talk a little bit about you because I've got to teach with you in the same school. I've got to be around you, and I can attest to that. Everything that you've said is 100% that you live and breathe that I've seen. You're great with these kids. You really do want to show them by leadership and stepping out there and doing it with them, doing it in front of them, making sure that you come back and give to back to those kids as well, because that's what you do and that's who you are. And it's been a pleasure to be able to have that time with you, to get to watch you do that. So Yeah, I know what you're saying is true because I get to live it with you for a while there. So that's been wonderful. To these diamonds, do you do you have a favorite part? Because there's still, you know, the potential for that next goal. So, but do you have a favorite thus far?
My favorite diamond,
Yeah,
the first one, easily, hands down, the first one. The first one. It
absolutely.
was.
Oh,
And it's like on multiple levels. Mainly, I love going back and watching the video that Regina and Willie did for the commentary solely. Like, there's the commentary was so much fun. And again, like to be able to that energy in the room and then and just being up there with like Troy and my instructor, Mr. Kuntz was there, like to have like that home base right then and there and to kind of just be able to try myself like that. And have like this whole organization behind me was electrifying. Like that, I think other than I think the closest I've gotten to that was probably Battle 2024. Um, and even still, like even still, my first diamond is probably like my I don't know because that changed everything. That changed everything for me. And
I'd said, yeah,
just being able to be in that moment, being in that moment was insane. It was insane. So I'm just that's
that's
again
cool.
one of the best ones.
Yeah. All right. So next one, um, which has been your most difficult? Whether it be lead up, whether it be opponent, whether it be whatever it is, you know, because we all go through ups and downs in our training and in our preparation, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and all that. Which one so far has been the most difficult? Why? And then what do you think helped you overcome those difficulties?
Um, I'd say last year was probably the most difficult one. The score was 2-1. I know super low scoring. And that kind of internally is, I mean, after that, I'm understanding and I'm okay with it being low scores. But in those moments, it doesn't take much, you know, to for the fight to shift, right? Um, I think it was more nerve wracking because it's so much more strategic at this point. And I guess every time I do come home, these past couple times I've come home and I bought at Diamonds, like as excited as I am to be home and to be at my home organization's event and to be kind of like just back where I started in a certain sense, like there also internally feels like this expectation of like I need to be able to perform because this is what I do. So if I don't perform, then I'm like letting people down and that type of thing. So it was just more so internal, I guess, of like feeling like I had to show up a certain way, and then also like Katie and I fight each other all the time, and we're not going to be rhinos just like going in at each other, you know, like we're both very strategic. We fight each other a lot because we are the best. And it's so every exchange counts. Like every exchange counts with us. We're both really good and we both understand each other because we have to be like not just in front of each other, but next to each other too. So we know how to support each other. We know like how to be able to push each other too. So it's so like beautiful because she pushes me in a way that nobody else is able to, but it's so hard because we know each other. Like we know each other's fight style too. So it's strategic and I hope more people are able to like see the beauty in that and being able to not just go so physical and so like brute force with things because that's not always the answer. It is a fighting style. It is the way that people can handle things, but it's not always the answer to be able to do that. So um, yeah, I think that last year was definitely like mentally and physically too the toughest one um, for me.
And interviewing you is easy because that was leading right into my next question. How is that? because I've been in that situation, being on a team with Jack and Robbie and Raymond and everybody, and standing next to them on Friday night, standing beside them, coaching them, and then having to fight them in the finals. So I know what that's like. Um, talk to the people sometimes who may not be in that situation and haven't known that, because you guys fought on Friday for open weight, then you fought
Right.
together for teams and had to completely change the trajectory of how you thought about things, and then had to go back in against each other, cheering for each other, and then getting back preparing for that finals on stage. So because you
Yeah.
guys fought each other twice, and it went back 1-1, and then
Right.
undefeated as a team, that which that's something that's absolutely amazing. That was at 2 years in a row, back to back year.
Right.
Three,
Right.
excuse me, I'm not Jeff, 3 years in a row, undefeated in teams. That right there, knowing somebody, like you said, knowing somebody being standing next to you, but then preparing to go after that. And there's no obviously there's no ill will or no bad blood, but there's just a definite drive to be the best from both of you, which in my last couple of years with, working and hanging out with you guys, I've watched you guys push each other to be the very, very best with each other.
Right.
So how is that?
It's so much fun. This is the first time I've had another teammate just as a competitor, because Dojo was just me, and Katie has been my only like teammate ever in that sense of like being another woman fighter. So it's been really fun to be able to like have that, and to be able to know that like it's nobody's gonna really like shake that up, Like it's been 3 years, like it's gonna be hard to dispute that, and the proof is in the pudding. So it's hard in a sense of it was hard initially because I haven't had that dynamic too, because it was very much so I want to get to know like her as a person, not just as a fighter. We fought each other before, cool, great, awesome. But like, I want to know who she is a little bit more, and that was really fun. Like, they get along really well. I'm always having a good time, and being able to, I guess, have those switches of being able to go from back and forth is, I think it's been like pretty pretty easy because we do leave it on the mat. Like we do leave it all on the mat, and once it's done, it's just like, all right, okay, good. Like cool. Anyway, next, like we're able to just kind of go right back to it. I think it's over time, over these past 3 years, it's a lot more automatic, and we've been able to understand each other and even bond as things go on, and even talk to each other about our individual fights. Like, so we're going to each other like, hey, maybe try this next time, or watch this, and we're giving each other those little tweaks. So it's so much fun to be able to like have another woman fighter that's in it, because I have had people like Gina and Regina, and they have that insight for me, which is so much fun, and I'm grateful for that because they're legends in the game. But to be able to also have somebody that's right there in the trenches with you is different, and it's real time, so it's fun, and it's cool to be able to have that camaraderie that I've never been able to have before with like another woman fighter. So just been the guys. So
Yeah, and that was it because I was gonna ask the last bit. How is that going back? Because y'all room together. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I know y'all's relationship, so I know it's a good thing. Everybody gets right back into it, and everybody's a great mate because I watch you two do it. But that's always a fun conversation when you get back
yeah,
from there. So I love hearing that you guys have such great camaraderie. You push each other to be the absolute best that you can be, and doing that. So kudos to Katie, kudos to you for being able to do that, because that's sometimes a hard thing to be able to do, and it takes mature and intelligent people to be able to sit there and to be able to do that and not be fake about it. And you can tell that you're not through that, and she's not either. So big shout out to Katie as well. I love watching you guys team. I like watching you guys fight. It's been a joy. I love lately that I get to step out and I don't get to referee it anymore. I get to sit on the sidelines and just enjoy amazing martial arts. Great competitive nature between you two, and that's been awesome. A little bit back into you. We've noticed a lot of shifts and developments and new things, a lot of shifts and developments in your current game from when you started into now. Um, what does that look like for you, and what are the things that you've done to prepare yourself to not be the same fighter over all of these years and consistently switch it up? What are things that is that something that you want to do automatically, or is that just something that's evolved based upon your opponents and as you've come through?
I think a mixture of both. I think I'm hard on myself, so I'll find like the little things and I'll nitpick and then I'll zone in on those things, which makes me shift. But then within the, I guess, the eras that I've fought in, like I've fought against like Oregon, like one of my first, one of my first um tournaments on TDE, I fought Regina. So like to be able to go from a Regina and a Morgan era and a Angina to go from like the Gabby Kunas and the like and all that kind of that little pocket of people all the way up to now where it's like me and Katie and Alexi and like Hemina, like just a really good group. I think with the different people that I've fought, like you have to evolve. Like it's and we do see a lot of fighters that like they know what they like, they know what they're good at, and they're gonna do it no matter who's in front of them. But I think um and maybe this is just the Gemini in me. I just want to do something different. I think it's important to be able to just like just try to give a little push and pull because again, as you fight different people, they're gonna pull different things. I feel like at least different fighters pull different things out of me, and that's okay. It's just how am I gonna adjust to the things that they pull out of me, and how am I gonna um, just observe and pay attention to what is given to me, and then I'll kind of go from there. I think I'm also very much so like a flow state person in addition to that. So it's whatever feels right is gonna happen, and that's okay. If it doesn't work, that's okay. But yeah, all of the above, I guess, is the answer.
I hear you on that one. And yeah, I've been around the sport for 1 or 2 years of my life. I look at this current era of women fighters, and it's just vast. Like this is
Yeah,
probably, in just in my opinion, this is the deepest pool we've seen. Every division has amazing athletes. Everybody comes out of there, and it's just been amazing to watch you guys. And for me, it's been uh, great watching specifically you and your evolution as a fighter and as a person, as a teammate, to go through these things, continue to be successful throughout, like you said, all of the different generations of fighters, because you had Gina and Regina all the way up through now. And now we're at a really deep pool. So that shows your greatness, for me, because that doesn't happen very often. We look at a Raymond and we look at some of these generational talents who do it through eras and just different things. Um, uh, Big ups to the women's divisions, because you guys are all killing it, and that, big up to you for being able to stay up, the top of the pile when the talent is just emerging, and it's going to keep doing that. um so what do you got, what's next? What do you got for the rest of the year? What are you planning out? What's going on?
a last event will be my first ever Waka Worlds in November. So I'm I'm super duper excited about that. I start training honestly tonight. And I don't know, I've never been on this type of stage before, but we're gonna have the same outcome. It's just, I just, that we're gonna do it. and I'm just excited to be there.
Yeah. And I get to be there for that because I too am going, and I get to be there and help help out, and we'll do the same things. I'm really excited for you to step out to this world stage. I know we've done a lot of Waco events and we've done a lot of international things, um, ups and downs and everything that we're going. We're peaking and we're performing and bouncing off. I think you're gonna ride really well into this. What do you notice is one of the biggest differences between like a NASCA and a Diamonds and the Waco? What's other than the multiple rounds, what do you think is going to be one of the big things that you're gonna work towards?
Um, I think NASCA can get very subjective on what they're looking for at times, which is fine. I think sometimes it's maybe like I guess the better way to say this is like the contact, the amount of contact, I guess, or the type of contact is going to be the biggest thing. And thinking back to last year when I did the Bristol challenge, when I honestly, and I think those are some of my favorite fights too. Being able to fight with Evelyn for those 5 rounds was amazing, and it honestly pulled a different side of me out. And I guess thinking back to that fight and what I had to adjust versus I guess some of the fights that I just had this weekend was being just very, I guess, like
There we go.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We're back.
Okay. All right.
So
Sorry. But biggest differences between a NASCA and I guess getting ready for a Walko. I guess it's just like intent on the intent on strikes, and then even just paying attention to a little bit more like timing. I think similar things. I think there are certain judges within NASCA that have the things that they like to see scored, and same thing with Waco. They have certain things that they like to be able to see being scored, and of course, it's being able to sometimes adjust and to have those things in my back pocket just in case, like I see that that's happening or that's what they're really looking for. So being able to like one know that dynamic switch, but two also, I guess pacing. The pace of the fights is the biggest thing for me, I think, is what I felt. And as odd as it sounds, thinking back to Bristol last year, after those 5 rounds, I wasn't tired. I wasn't physically tired. I think I was more mentally spent than anything. And even still, like Evelyn and I had an amazing fight. I think I lost by one, but it was just more mentally tasking rather than physically tasking because the pace of the fights is not not laxed, but there's just more strategy, I guess, or more intent in when you are picking those moments. So I think preparing for that is more so like mental and then just observation and trust, observing what's actually in front of me, trusting myself because I feel like most of the time, like I have an idea, it's just not letting myself get in my way. And then having those things in my back pocket that I know that a Wako is going to be looking for essentially. But yeah. Oh, what happened?
you're here.
Okay.
No,
Sweet,
no, that's
sweet.
perfect. Yeah. So thank you for that. You get a little introspective into the thoughts of fighters sometimes, because we as outsiders we watch what's going on, but you don't always get to see, and we wonder what's going on, what are they thinking, how are they feeling, what's going on with that. So I truly appreciate you taking some time with us and getting back into this, because we got to go behind the competitor and we got to really dive deep into a little bit of this with you. Is there anything else that you want to share with us before we wrap this all up today?
Um, I'm just, thankful to be here, honestly. And I'm excited for the next event. I'm excited for next year, and I'm most excited for the students that are coming up right now and being able to get them to show what they've got. So yeah. And thank you for having me and for always being there for me as well too, Chris. I appreciate you more than you know.
I will always be there. So yeah, there's no worry about that. We got one more to close out the show. We got two goals to go get, and we're gonna go get them.
Yes,
So,
sir.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Competitor. My name is Chris Walker. That's the great Katana Everett. So, thank you guys for tuning in. If you don't know, make sure you get the app. It's great. You're great. We'll take care, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys.
All right.